Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Princess of Cups. This, to me, is the fish in the percolator, right? This is some magic in the mundane. This is some extra in the ordinary. I think that you're somebody with a rich imagination. I think you have a depth of feeling. I think that you've learned how to listen to your feelings more and trust your intuition more. I feel like you're somebody who knows how to see the signs. You're able to see the things in life that other people can't really see. I think that you experience much more synchronicity than other people. Okay? I think you feel things differently than other people do. Okay? And you may have some, like synesthesia, where you can kind of like, you can see sounds as colors, or, that kind of thing. I kind of feel like you have a little bit of that. Okay, you're able to perceive things in a different way, and you're able to find the meaning and the value in those things. And so I think right now your ability to pay attention to the subtle, to find the magic in the mystery of life, I think that is really a quality that you're going to have to use right now. Okay, there's a reason why this is the first card. Let's see what other cards we have with a little bit of context. You have a Queen of Wands, okay. We have the 8 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, okay. We have a Knight of Cups. We have, an Invitation. We have an Eon card, okay. This is the spiritual alarm clock, okay. We have a Queen of Cups, and we have a 10 of Swords. Yes, you are being told to kind of wake up to something extraordinary. I feel like you have a very interesting alignment with the fire and the water cards that we have here. Okay, I think that it is it's not a normal cycle, right? This is a very significant time in your life, and I think that you're being told to be done with the past quickly, because it's like you're being called to a new adventure. Okay? Spirit is summoning you. I feel like you're being kind of singled out for some kind of a unique connection, role, opportunity that only you can fulfill. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we really only see the one major arcana card, and this is the summons. This is the judgment card. This is the divine doorway. This is the doorway of fire. This is the portal to the new universe. This is, in some very real way in your life, you're being called for that unique opportunity. This is a doorway that is appearing, and the challenge really is for you to go through this door. Yeah. And I think that you're able to see the signs. I feel like recently there's been more synchronicities lately, more strange coincidences in your life, yeah? Because I think Spirit is trying to signal you that this door is appearing for you. Let me know in the comments, what are some of the most significant synchronicities that you've been experiencing, okay? And let me know if you're ready to go through this door. I feel like you're being chosen, yeah? And this is not always an easy process. It's a doorway of fire. It's not going to be easy, you know. But that is our major arcana energy. Then we've got fire and water. More water, more water. We have air, 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 air. And we've got a little bit of earth, okay? So the fire here, really, it's a challenge for you to go through this doorway. I think there's going to be a little bit of doubt, something is kind of, your mind is kind of challenging you and testing whether you're truly ready to step into this new role. The air energy at the end, of course, is you getting out of the birdcage, freeing yourself, spreading your wings, not playing it safe, saying, I'm stepping out of that birdcage and into the scary freedom beyond, okay? Because it's implying that your past choices have kept you kind of limited, that you've been making, and maybe we can talk about that now, might as well, the Queen of Wands, right? The queens are always looking at the past, processing and ending, okay? So I feel like this is your moment where you're done with the way things have been. You're done making the same old choices. This is the card in the past, you see. You're kind of done making the same old choices and doing the same old thing. It's kind of like this is you choosing from the same menu every day. Instead of just saying, I'm going to go to a different restaurant, I'm going to look at a different menu, We're kind of making the same series of choices, and we all do. We all tend to repeat the same choices that we've been making, right? And so as the Queen looks at the past, I think there is a moment of awakening. This is a very strange alignment with the Princess of Cups, but the Queen of Wands, yeah. Fire and the water combination here. It's kind of like there's this rising feeling in you. You're starting to see all those signs and synchronicities that are letting you know that, life is changing. The Queens of the Tarot are pivotal cards, as are the Knights, going from the past to the future. It's a turning point. So this is the card that very abruptly says, I'm done with this choice. So something that you've already chosen, or your tendency to repeat the same choices, done. Okay, and so that's why Spirit is kind of saying, you have to be completely done with the past and let go of all that, everything that's surrounding these choices. Maybe there's regret, maybe there's guilt, etc. The emotions that are tied up in those choices, you have to let them all go. If you're going to go through that doorway of fire, you've got to step through it boldly with confidence. Okay, so it's kind of like, preparing yourself for that. And, the Queen of Wands, like I say about the Queens, it's like a group of ladies leaving a movie theater. The Queen of Wands leaves the movie theater, movie's done, what's coming next? What's for lunch? Or the Queen of Cups, though, leaves the movie theater and thinks, gosh, that movie really moved me. I'm touched by that movie. It's going to take me days to process my feelings, and it's a very slow detachment. Kind of where you're distancing yourself very slowly from something. This is quick, cutting it right off. I'm done with the movie. What movie? I forgot about it already. It has no real lasting effect on you. You're saying, I'm done with it. This is like when you see a bad movie and you're just like, I'm just glad it's over. What are we doing now? This is a movie that really speaks to you and meant something to you, and you're lingering in that energy. Of course, this is the challenge card for you. This is the Great River card. I think it is a situation in the past that has strong emotional ties for you. It's not going to be very easy for you to say, okay, I'm done with that. I'm going to step forward into the future. Okay, so there's a delay in this summons for you. The Judgment card, the Eon card, is Spirit blowing a trumpet in your face, kind of signaling you to attention, waking you up, calling you. It's a summons from Spirit to enter into a new life, a new role, a new future, a new connection, okay, that's meant for you. It's a wake-up call. It is a summons. It's a call to action. There's a little bit of hesitation here. It's normal. But I think that you're someone who can see the signs. And you know that strange things have been happening, and they mean something. It's a significant signaling that the universe is doing. But down beneath the surface, we have the classic overthinking Eight of Swords. And I think it's a little bit under the threshold of your awareness that you do this, because this is sometimes thinking about something, planning something, analyzing it so much, overcomplicating it until the opportunity goes away. In some ways, this is the justification of our past choices, because this is a card of rumination. It's a figure eight, right? So it keeps looping back in on itself, right? The Eight of Swords, looping back in on the same choices. We make the same choices, we get the same results. We make the same choices, we get the same results. And it's easy to sort of to trace that figure eight all day and all night, to keep doing the same things we've always done. Spirit's asking us to wake up and have a break with the past, have a split, to move forward, create a new reality, a new universe. Okay? To shape your destiny through this, if this is going to be a relationship or some kind of a success or a spiritual initiation, it's going to shape a new future for you. But you can't keep making the same choices that you've been making. And you can't stay in your head about this. It's time for action. It's time to go forward with a plan and, to execute the plan. Yeah. So that Eight of Swords is the overthinking, over-analytical mind, sometimes makes excuses, justifies or rationalizes our behavior and our safe choices. This is the way that you might convince yourself to stay in the birdcage. Okay? Leave a comment, say no more bird cages. No more. Okay? And subscribe to the channel. Yeah? Hit the like button if you're ready to walk through this doorway, into this relationship, into this job, this career, this role, this success, this position, okay? This connection, this opportunity. Hit the thumbs up button, yeah? Because this is that tendency that we all have, to think about something until it's gone, until it leaves. It's that indecision that's kind of like, well, I kind of want to do this, yeah, but no, maybe not this. Pretty soon the opportunity is like, forget it, I'm leaving, It's not going to wait around forever. This is a doorway that's opening, and we can't hesitate too much. Of course, you want to give ample thought to things, right? The Two of Swords is really a good card. It's showing that there is a peace in your mind. It's showing the way to find peace. And this is not all, we don't always function this way, but the Two of Swords is a card of thought. It's not about making choices, but how you make choices. Two of Swords is making choices by looking at things as being black and white, looking at things as being binary, and then splitting those things up, splitting everything up into ones and zeros. And if everything is a 1 and a 0, those 1s and 0s become more 1s and 0s. And it's binary all the way down the line. It's an increase in complexity. It's a multiplication sign. 2 becomes 4, becomes 16, becomes 32, or whatever. It's important that you look at all angles of things. It's important that you try to live your life in a reasonable and rational way, make intelligent choices, It's important that you try to think everything through. You weigh the pros and cons. You look at all sides of it. But then the Two of Swords becomes a stop sign, a big X that's saying, stop thinking. Trust your intuition. That crescent moon at the top of the card, telling you to trust the signs, symbols, and synchronicities that your Princess of Cups energy is perceiving And I feel like that is exactly what is happening in your life right now. This is an awesome alignment. We gotta, of course, deal with this, but this is an awesome alignment. This is extraordinary. It's the extra in the ordinary. It is the magic in the mundane right now. That is, kind of saying, if you follow your intuition, your deepest kind of feeling, your inner magnetism, your inner compass, instead of making the same kind of logical choices that you always do, right? You'll get out of the birdcage. Okay, but we got to step boldly into the future. We have to have this confidence. The Three of Pentacles up here at the top. This is the card of understanding the process of change on the physical plane. So I think you understand the blood, sweat, and tears that it's going to require you to go through that doorway and kind of what's on the other side of this. As you are presented with this opportunity, presented with this new role or new relationship or this new connection, you kind of understand how hard it's going to be, And that's part of our rationalization. Well, I could go do that. Yeah, okay, I could. I'm capable of it, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. It's a big investment, and maybe not. We're going to justify staying in the birdcage because, well, it's scary out there. It is going to ask a lot of you. Here in the birdcage, somebody brings you your food, cleans the wood shavings at the bottom of your cage. It's kind of a nice life. Out there, outside of the birdcage, is work. And that's the name of this card, work. It's understanding the work it's going to take to make something work. Yeah. And so I think that this is that kind of awareness. And I think that as you look at this card, you kind of wonder, is it worth it? Is the work going to pay off? Yeah. I think that it is, it's up to you. I think whether it pays off is up to you, how you're going to use this to shape your destiny. It's going to work if you work it. It'll work out if you work out. This is saying that there is infinite abundance in potential form. The threes of the tarot are potential. Potential energy, not kinetic energy. You got to connect it. You have to make the connections. You see what I mean? So this is something that could reward you with riches beyond your wildest dreams. But you got to take advantage of it. You got to do the hard work. You got to bleed, sweat, and cry for it. But it has infinite potential stored up in it. Yeah. Let me know in the comments if you're going to claim this reading. And you know what? Share this with somebody that you think is ready to hear the message too. Give me a yes in the comments, right? If this is speaking to your soul. Just letting this sink in a little bit. It's hard work, yeah. It's a whole new role. You're going to have to build a whole new universe here. Think about what it's going to do for you. Think about the reward here. The real gift is a relationship, a success, an initiation, an opportunity, this doorway that's going to allow you to shape your destiny, to shape your future. Really, the Eon card is a choice. You accept this role or you don't. You step through the doorway or you stay in the birdcage. It's a doorway out of the birdcage. And as we know, outside the birdcage, you can stretch, you can spread your wings, you can fly, you can do whatever you want. You get to determine, you get to choose your adventure. But inside the birdcage, there's safety, there's security, there's stability. At least it appears to be. In the future position, the Six of Swords, the next step for you, the way forward for you, harmonize your mind. Harmonize your mind. Stop letting your thoughts work against you. Okay? Because what does the 8 plus the 2 give us? 10. Okay? The 8 plus the 2 gives us the birdcage. The birdcage is really us continuing to make the same choices over and over again based on the same unconscious tendency to make the same choices. It's a self-fulfilling system. It's a closed loop system. It keeps feeding in on itself, looping back around like a figure 8. Creates the birdcage. The 6 is beauty and harmony. The 6 is art and science. You know, where everything sort of seems clear. We get the path forward. We understand the blueprint. And if this is the business potential, this is the potential for success, this is the business plan. This is like, I'm inspired, I have an aspiration to start a business selling, I don't know, bird cages. This is like, wow, that's a gold mine. That's an untapped market of like selling bird cages, making them and selling them. That's really, you could be rich doing that, right? I don't know. And think of some invention. I don't know what it would be. I've never been good at inventing things. This is then that business plan that says, okay, I know that this is a gold mine. I know that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that could really make all the difference in the world. We could build an empire with this. Here's the plan to do that. Here's the step-by-step. Here's the business plan that you're going to move forward with. Okay? And so this is where your mind is clear. There's no aspect of your thinking that isn't like in alignment with this forward moving thing. This the other side of the doorway, the relationship, the initiation, the whatever it is, the opportunity. Okay? The summons, the role that you're stepping into. You could be stepping into a new romantic relationship, a new business relationship, a new job, a new career, a new idea for that, you know, a new innovation, a new invention. Whatever this is. The 6 of Swords is the mental harmony, the organized thinking that you need. This is not organized thinking necessarily. I mean, it is in a way, but it's organized in the wrong way, right? This is kind of an organization that is like, yeah, it's very, you have a lot of structure and a lot of organization, but it's not doing good things, you know? It's kind of like you're saying you're really good at doing the wrong thing. It's different than our 6 of Swords because this is structure and organization too, but it's in harmony, it's in alignment with your highest potential. See, what do we have here? We have 6, 7, 8, 9. We get a 9, and I'm thinking 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, not 9 of Swords, you know? I'm thinking that we really have a plan. That's how you get a 9 of Pentacles. You add a good business plan to your idea, and then you get the 9 of Pentacles, which is the card of like living a successful life. Okay? So it makes sense. The tarot is perfectly logical and mathematical if you want to look at it that way. Okay? 2 of Swords, if you add on the 8 of Swords, if you keep making the same choices you always make, you're creating a birdcage for yourself. Very simple math. We're not doing calculus here. This is just simple addition, I think, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the path of the serpent. Hit that subscribe button, please. Claim this reading. Okay? Let me know in the comments that you're claiming this. Let me know that you're ready. Okay? Your general energy, this is ready. The Knights of the Tarot are beginning something, right? Just as the Queen processing an ending, the Knights are processing a beginning. And this is you taking a risk. This is you taking kind of an emotional risk, putting your heart out there, putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, being open, saying, this is my gift to the universe and I'm going forward with it. You're a Knight of the Holy Grail. You either accept your quest or you stay home and you don't. You stay indoors. It's Harry Potter when the owls are bringing all those letters, you know, and the uncle, whatever the uncle's name is that part of your mind, that grown-up, adult, very serious, very logical part of your mind that's not letting that divine message get to you. Okay? Harry Potter, not my favorite series. I never read the books or anything, but I like the movies. But really, truly mystical truths there, okay? Because that, you know, Harry Potter is basically your Princess of Cups. And that uncle whatever the uncle's name is, basically your 8 and 2 of swords. And, well, this seems to be the message. The owls are bringing this message, knocking on the door, saying, come on, it's time for you to go to your wizard school, or whatever, right? That older, more mature part of us, that logical part that's been doing the same thing the same way for so long, is trying not to let the message in. Well, that's what the 8 of Swords does, right? Prevents us from hearing the intuition. Creates so much static and chaos in the mind that we can't perceive the divine guidance. Yeah. So you either answer the call or you don't. This is you answering the call. I think your moment of doubt is going to be brief, and I think that you are stepping into this energy. This is you pursuing this with heart. This is a path with heart. So it's, in a way, it's kind of a maturing of your Princess of Cups. It's saying, I've listened to the Princess of Cups, I've seen the synchronicities, I know the feeling, and now I'm acting on it. And you're beginning something with passion. You're beginning with just courage, bravery, and passion, and love. That sense of adventure, you know, putting yourself out there. This is good. This is wonderful general energy. Yeah. Maybe you should save this video and come back and watch it again in a day or two. Okay? So right now you might still be in that, well, no, I don't know. I'm just going to keep my life the way it is, you know. Or maybe you're claiming it right now. Yeah. Put quest in the comments if you're ready for your quest. Okay. Now, the doorway card. Let's do a divine doorway oracle card. The Eon Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. It's not an easy door to go through. It requires fire. It is a doorway of fire, requires you to be fire. Right? Fire can't hurt fire. Fire doesn't burn fire, does it? So you have to be confident and bold and step through with no hesitation, step through with no clinging to the past and no fear, no reservation. Yeah. Here's your divine doorway, patience. Everything will soon come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. Okay. Patience, it's maybe a calm confidence. We're not trying to rush through frantically. We're going through boldly and confidently but calmly. Okay? And I think the patience is a reminder that, you know, look, this is something that you're beginning something new. And you're going to need patience and dedication and hard work to see it unfold. You can't step through the doorway and say, oh, no treasure here, I'm going back home. It's going to take time for it to unfold. As you step into this new role or new responsibility or new relationship, you've got to put in the work to unfold it and to really build it up and to give it life, okay? Because the Eon card is basically saying that you're crushing the old universe to dust and you're going to build a new future. You're building a new universe. Okay, this is really that a portal to a new future, one where you get to choose what you create. Is choose your own adventure. Okay, you're being given the gift of a destiny shaping opportunity. This changes your future if you say yes to this. Put yes in the comments. Come on, do it. Yeah. Put yes in the comments, and I guarantee something amazing is going to come from this choice. But it's a choice. No one can force you to walk through the door. Yeah. And I would love to hear what this is for you. If you're already aware of this, or if it hasn't quite been brought to you yet, if you haven't quite heard the call, but you've been seeing the signs. I know you have. The obstacle card, fear, worry, concern, is the connection with the past still. Because the Queen of Cups is taking a long time to process the ending of something. Yeah. And it really is a way of, as we approach the bars of the birdcage, we start to get a little bit more fearful of what's on the other side of the birdcage. Okay? And so The Queen of Cups is going through a range of emotions. There's going to be excitement, there's going to be courage and strength, but there's going to be a little bit of fear, a little bit of hesitation. There's going to be, kind of a lingering in the past. There's going to be a constant, looking back at where you were and thinking, do I really want to move forward? Do I really want to leave that? Looking back at your old water, those things, bird cages, the little water thing with the little ball that you can lick. Looking back at your little water bottle. Looking back at your sunflower seeds. Looking back at all that sawdust, and or whatever it is, the wood shavings. And it's that moment of truth, And I think you're going to go through a range of emotions, but I think the prospect of what is out there, of what you can create through this new opportunity, is extraordinary. And that's the biggest thing here, is going to be the Queen slowly detaching themselves from the past. This is the energy you don't want. This is what the challenge is. This is what Spirit wants you to do. This is what is this is the issue. You would, ideally, you would move on quickly. You say, the past, what past? Done. Ready to go. In reality, it doesn't quite work that way. It's going to be a little bit more of a slower process. Okay? Because I think that the life you have, the life that you've been living, does mean something to you. Okay, as much as we might feel like we need to just abruptly cut it off and be done with it, that's not the reality. The reality is that you do have a connection, that it did mean something to you, and it's going to take some time, and that's okay. As long as you recognize the bars of your bird cage, because it may be a gilded cage. Do you watch that show, The Gilded Age? I don't know, Gilded Cage. We watch that show. I love that kind of stuff. I love Downton Abbey too. It's one of my favorites. But this is the recognition that the life where we have been, what we have been doing, is limiting, restricting. Your wings have been clipped in some way. Okay. And this is you choosing to get out of that birdcage. Because I think ultimately the Queen of Cups is looking for meaning, looking for purpose, looking for love, looking for experience, looking for deep satisfaction, deep purpose and meaning. And looking back at the water bottle and the sunflower seeds and the wood shavings feels nostalgic. It feels good because it's familiar and it's comfortable. But when we look at it realistically, we think, that was holding us back. There's no deeper meaning there. This is the card really of kind of a desiccated thing. Something that's all dried up and desiccated. It's a dry hole. So you might be looking back at your life and feeling nostalgic because the things are familiar. It's like when you go to your parents' house. You look at your old bed and your old stuff, and there's that you feel something, right? But you don't want to go back and live there. Not necessarily, right? So we can still have these feelings, right? But we know that in the larger sense, the larger picture of our lives, we can't stay where we were. We have an affinity for it. We have that nostalgia. We have that feeling, that good feeling, that heartwarming feeling when we look at the water bottle and the sunflower seeds. But we know that we can't stay there. We know that in a deeper sense, there's no real meaning there. Okay? So it's kind of that bittersweet, moving forward out of the bird cage. Let's look at the mystery card. And please subscribe to the channel. Claim this message. Tell me that, yes, you are going through this doorway. So what I want to see here as the mystery card is maybe that confidence, that courage, that boldness. So maybe the strength card, maybe the emperor or strength, maybe the temperance card even. I feel like it should be some active fiery sign, major arcana cards. It might be the Wheel of Fortune. It might be an ace. Might be the Empress, might be the Nine of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. It's a 9 of Cups. Oh, yeah. That's the only one I didn't say, right? Usually I do. The 9 of Cups, happiness. You know that outside this birdcage, you are free to pursue your happiness. So not only is the 3 plus the 6 giving you a 9 of Pentacles, it's giving you a 9 of Cups too. It's going to make you happy because you're doing something that has deeper meaning and purpose for you. Okay? It may not have the safety or the comfort or the predictability or the same water bottle or the same sunflower seeds, but it's worth it. It's worth the risk. It's worth the effort. It's worth the confrontation with the fear of everything that's outside the birdcage. You can succeed, you could fail. But either way, you're going to be happier because you're living your life on your terms, creating your universe. You're being given the gift, right? The ability to pursue your happiness and follow your bliss and to do something that has meaning and purpose for you. That's the gift. Yeah. And to me, that's extraordinary. I want you to claim this. I want you to claim it right now. We're going to do an extended reading too. Okay. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Taurus Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.